morning. It is Saturday, May the 3rd, about 8:30 a.m. This is meteorologist Shay Gibson with Weatherflow and iKitesurf, bringing you a final forecast for the 4th to Battery race. So I was at the skippers meeting last night, packed house. Love to see everybody there. It was one of the thicker crowds I've seen for this event in a long time. So thanks to everybody for coming out. Today is going to be a final forecast update. We went over a lot of stuff yesterday concerning the winds and the course and everything. So hopefully everybody was there to pay attention to it. Looking at the surface map, as discussed last night, looks like this Bermuda high sits dominant, and this ridge axis has fallen south over Florida as anticipated, which means that between this isobar and this isobar, winds may be a little bit more south-southwesterly today, probably at about the 190, 200 mark, 200 degrees in direction. Hopefully, we'll keep that locked in, and that'll be more of a, I would say, a uniform wind for the area. Even southwest wouldn't be bad for this course to make your way back over towards the yacht club. Looking at visible satellite, seeing a few showers and, I would say a few little convective areas offshore. This could make its way close to the Charleston area around 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we want to get this race wrapped up. It looks like this, I talked about last night, some of the streaming troughing may try to work its way into the coastline at some point, maybe this morning, which didn't happen. It stayed pretty dry. But again, this afternoon, we could see some of that try to make its way in towards the area, which may perturb some of the sea breeze activity. So hopefully that won't occur. I think I'm pretty optimistic that the winds are going to come up pretty well. Right now, we're sitting at about 11 knots, 12 knots over at Fort Sumter. That was another mention, is that Fort Sumter comes up first, and then Chutes Folly fills in a little bit later, and it could go back and forth. But again, we're sitting right about 12 knots. It's starting to come up inside the harbor. So it's already over what the expectation for the initialization on the models is. And I believe that that's going to continue to go up. So right now, a lot of the model agreement comes up around 1, 2 o'clock. It's already coming up or starting to sort of overperform now, and I think we're going to overperform today. Forecast is on track for pretty much this entire area to be 14 to 18 knots by the race start. There is potential for 16 to 20 knots, as mentioned last night. Again, we have that potential for 16 to 20 knots, which would be a little bit stronger than yesterday's sea breeze, especially with that south-southwest wind. Just keep in mind, as we are coming across the course, that the shadowing effect that happens with a south-southwesterly wind starts right about Fort Johnson, okay? So once you hit this spot, you want to get away from land. The course does go from here to right about here. So this angle of the course keeps this away from land, which is good. That rum line is pretty solid for this direction. As you get farther away from land, the wind settles down. The big challenge will be getting back towards this area. So there will be some boats, and just make your way back as best as you can. The little sandy beach we talked about, that's a last resort. And I just want to kind of reiterate the fact that the winds, I think, will overperform a little bit from what the modeling is showing right now. So in fact, Chutes Folly is starting to come up a little bit more now, and we'll see this fill in. In fact, Chutes Folly actually has the model initialization a little bit higher. So either way, like I said, 14 to 18 knots at the race start, with the potential for 16 to 20 to build in from that point on. Looking at rainfalls for today, possible storm activity. Looks like we had a little bit of streaming towards Beaufort. That was forecast. It didn't happen. But as we go through the day today, we start to see that troughing offshore start to pull in towards the coastline. You may start to see those clouds around 2 or so, about 3:15. So we want to get this race done as quick as possible if these little showers culminate over the ocean, try to work their way in. That could just throw some showers over the area, and like I said, could perturb the winds. So we've got to really watch for that to occur. Very important key time right there, 3:15. So just keep that in mind. It could be a little bit of a period of time before that breaks up and then things get back to normal. Could see a few ups and downs with it. So just to be aware of it. Let's just have a good time today. Remember, the boats leave, start taking out to Fort Sumter around 12, 12:30. So don't miss that last boat. I think the last one's 12:45 or something. But either way, don't wait till that last boat. Get out there early. Get your gear set up, get your jersey on with your number, and let's go have a good time. So I'll see you there today. Bye, everyone.